Here we go. We're live. Perfect. Hi, everyone. I'm Gaea Lady, and I'm tuning in live here on Sophia's channel for you, for the Temple Body Sisterhood. I am so grateful to be here. And it's such a funny story as to why I'm here on Sophia's channel. Excuse me. My temple body is also in the sacred dreamer and desiring rest and healing itself, as it were. But yeah, so I'm Gaea, and I am the proud creatrix of the Pussy Magic program. And dealing with things like burlesque and body empowerment, speaking of sensuality and pleasure, burlesque, and putting it out there that I have a program that I teach, putting it out there that I have a program that I offer for humans to come to, and a Patreon where I teach burlesque classes. Facebook is constantly shutting my things down for censorship, going against their community guidelines. And so today I can't go live from my page or can't go live from my account inside groups because Facebook's essentially stacked the deck against us, especially feminine empowered leaders in many ways, due to censorship. So here I am finding workarounds and listening to my pussy magic, and grateful to have the support of so many sisters to bring myself here. So if you're here with me, if you're tuning in live, please say hi in the comments, hi in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you are. I'm here in Chicago. It's a beautiful sunny day, though chilly. And I cannot wait to really dive in about our pussy magic, the pleasure, following our pleasure, listening to our purpose and diving into our purpose, and then finding the prosperity that comes from that. There we go, a little hair off. So, I am a proud Temple Body artist. I've been working with Sophia since she birthed the Temple Body Arts program. And last year, during the pandemic, as I was teaching online, and gosh, as an artist, the pandemic was so hard. Hi, Aubrey. Hi, Aubrey. The pandemic was so hard for me specifically as an artist because everything that I had known essentially was flipped on its head. And I fell into a space of lack. I fell into a space of not believing that I was valuable, that I could get work, that there was enough work out there for me, that there was enough abundance for me to tap into and through. Gosh. And so I'm so grateful for being in the Temple Body mentorship for leaders at that point, because that really helped me to see that it was time for me to birth a larger offering, that I had so much worth. I created a Patreon where I teach burlesque and empowerment, dance, movement, meditation. And from that, I realized it was time to bring all of that in a way where people could interact together, that people could stop just, doing one little class here, one little class there, but find this community where we could tap into our pleasure as a collective, tap into our purpose through burlesque, through our pussy magic. Okay, so now, what is pussy magic anyhow? Pussy magic is the power that lies between the thighs of all human beings. Specifically, it is the feminine, the femme energy of creation. This is not exclusive to women who are born with women parts. This is everyone. Everyone has the capacity to feel their pussy magic. It is essentially the balance of the femme and the masc exists in a swirl all the time, right? Sophia Talks speaks of this as the inner marriage. We have these dualities that come together to create reality and a balanced reality. So pussy magic is, hold on, let me adjust my camera. Pussy magic is the power that exists here in your hips. If you have it, a womb space, but you don't have to have a womb space to have pussy magic. Your pussy magic is the capacity to create. It is your capacity to listen deeply to your intuition. It is your capacity to listen to your intuition and find your purpose. To find your purpose through pleasure. To listen to what feels good in your body, right? What feels good physically, what feels good emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Hi, Cindy, and hi, Sophia. And so as you tune in to what feels good, that is your pathway. That helps you to sculpt, carve, create your pathway to your purpose. It's essentially your compass. So when you can find your pleasure, when you can tune in to your pleasure, our genitals, our pussy, is a nexus of nerves that has so many nerve endings that teach us how to feel all the way down. And so when we listen in to the whispers of our body, to those pleasures, when we follow what brings us pleasure, right, we find what our purpose is. We find what turns us on and lights us up, and we can follow that into finding purpose. So something fantastic happened when I truly dove into that purpose. I've been a performer for so long. I have been performing burlesque and fire dancing, belly dance, object manipulation, hula hoops, the silk veils. And when all that was stripped away during the pandemic, and I had to figure out what really turned me on other than performing for other people and creating this in-person kinetic conversation, I found that kinetic conversation, the purpose behind that was connection and sharing information to find this deep oneness. And so sitting in my pussy magic and loving the erotic, the sensual, the delicious feelings of moving my body, of communicating kinetically, I found the purpose behind that, which was to bring other humans into learning how to deepen their understanding of their pussy magic to do the same. Because in this world of sisterhood, in this world of humanhood, it's not competition. It's not about getting a leg up over someone else. It's not about, getting more registrations or likes or views or getting more gigs or getting more money, right? It's about finding how we can elevate everyone together. And so I found that to truly be my purpose in so many ways. Like how, when humans can say yes to this mentorship, to this exchange of information, how can we lift everyone up with this purpose? And how can we then find the prosperity within that? So, our pussy magic shows us what feels good, right? And sometimes what is hard also feels good, which can be a little tricky, right? Sometimes it feels hard to move through things, and then all of a sudden, right, bam, it feels even better. Like you can find this deep, clarified purpose in a whole new way. So in the chat, in the comments, I would love for you to write one word about what your purpose is. what your pleasure purpose is if you're listening and have access to a keyboard right now. What is that thing that turns you on, that lights you up? So one of the deepest ways in which I found my deep purpose was believing in the abundance, was believing in the true prosperity of the world, and realizing that when I firmly sit in my pleasure and in my purpose, the abundance and the prosperity flows. It doesn't always happen like you think it might, but when we sit into our gratitude, when we find our gratitude, our giving thanks, which is connected to pleasure in so many ways. When we find that thanks, that gratitude, that pleasure, we find the abundance and the prosperity directly stemming through and from that. We can then start to bask in our own ability to receive the gifts of this world, because we remain rooted to our pleasure, which then constantly shifts our purpose and sculpts it. And when we are living in this place of purpose and pleasure, we find that the prosperity comes to us as much as we need in the moments that we need, especially as we flow that abundance to us and through us. So one of the misconceptions I find often, Aubrey, that's beautiful. Inspiration, inspiring others through their breath and body and wisdom, unifying in love and spirit and breath. Thank you. That last one's from Marie. One of the, I wear pussy magic around my neck all the time. So one of the misconceptions with these high-end programs that I'm finding, because I also host high-end fire dancing retreats and this high-end pussy magic program. And something I find is that humans don't want to invest or don't feel that they can invest in themselves. It's huge. So many humans, perhaps this is you, this has been me in the past, feel that you can't invest in yourself because you don't matter as much. Or these programs aren't from an accredited university, and so therefore aren't worth it, right? Or these are not practical, another P word, Sophia, in some sense of the word. And so we talk ourselves out of it. And in talking ourselves out of this, when we feel the pleasure, when we feel the purpose pulling us, but we speak into, we logic ourselves out of it somehow. We get scared, we fall into this place of fear that immediately shuts down the channels of abundance, of prosperity, and of gratitude. And what I find really often is that humans can't believe in themselves enough and believe in this pleasure, this powerful pleasure path, and can't jump into investing in that with their time, energy, resources. And so when we can align our time and energy and resources along the pleasure and our purpose, that is when we find the abundance. It truly is. And if you're looking to invest in something larger, like yourself, maybe a journey into pussy magic for 7 months, I don't know. Maybe temple body leadership path, I don't know. Maybe something else. When you find yourself investing in what you truly find that brings you pleasure and purpose, you will unfold deeper into this, and the abundance will come. When we really live within this authentic place, people see it. I'm writing my manual today for the Pussy Magic program, And I'm writing on our third class, which is empowered confidence, empowered presence. And I realized that our confidence comes from trust in ourselves, and that trust in ourselves is truly forged when we listen to our pleasure, when we listen to our alignment and our purpose. We begin to trust ourselves deeply. We begin to trust ourselves when we take those leaps to invest in ourselves. We begin to trust in ourselves deeper when we take those leaps of faith into the unknown, because we know that our pleasure lies in that place. And maybe it's scary, but at the same time, the only way out is through. And the only way through is by putting one foot in front of the other and dancing your way into it. So, so much within all of this. So, this Temple Body Tuesday, the power of your pussy magic lies in listening to your intuition, listening to your pleasure, and allowing yourself to follow that, to have the courage, to truly have the courage to step into that. And so I encourage you to dispel any fear, any disconcerting thoughts or feels about having shame, about listening to your pussy magic, about being sensual or erotic, or the shame about feeling pleasure as you move through the world. Because we are taught in so many ways not to feel this pleasure, not to listen to the electrical stimuli of our senses and find the joy, the play, the magic within that. So I encourage you today to sit in your pussy magic and see what comes. So with the last 2 minutes that we have left here, darlings, let's take our hands to our pussy magic, where it resides. So today, put your hands right next to each other and overlap your thumbs like a little butterfly. And then just place that on your pubic bone. Bend your knees. If you're doing something with one hand, just do this with one hand wherever you are. And see if you can find the rhythm or the pulse. Maybe you want to roll your hips like I'm doing right now. Maybe you desire, right, to stay still. Take a moment and breathe deeply through the open channel of nose, trachea, lungs, diaphragm, into your center torso space, all the way down to your pelvic bowl. Quiet. Rest. And listen to what feels good here. If you want to move, if you want to breathe or open your jaw, infuse and seal in this Temple Body Tuesday with a little listening to yourself, to your pussy magic, and how you can find this femme-powered confidence developed through building trust in the pleasure of your pussy magic. For it comes from listening, repetition. It takes 300 times for something to become known, and 3,000 times for it to become embodied. So follow that pleasure over and over and over. Bring your hands out and up. Bring your palms out to hold the abundance, to receive the prosperity that comes to you and through you from living in the power of your pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with me today. Sophia herself will be on next week, which is really exciting. So tune in every week here to Temple Body Tuesday. I am so grateful, Sophia, for you giving me the space, this platform to speak, to follow my pleasure. I'm so grateful to all of you sisters for tuning in. And I hope that you do reach out. Sophia just popped the Pussy Magic Masterclass, which you can tune into if you want a longer offering to dive into how you can listen and find that pleasure directly. So I thank you so much. I'll see you here in the sisterhood, and I send you all the gratitude from the bottom of my pussy to yours. Thank you so much. Thank you, Aubrey and Cindy, and Marie for coming on live today, Heather and Melissa. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Live in the power of your pleasure and receive the prosperity when you invest in that power, pleasure, and purpose. See you soon.